And we are on the bottom of page 403. We've just created our Submit button, made the changes to it in the Buttons and Forms panel that we needed, deselected it, and now we can reselect it again and change the formatting. We're going to go into the Layers panel after making sure we are still working in the normal mode. In Layer 1, we're going to make sure the Submit button is selected, expand the normal layer, and select the top rectangle. Change the fill color to a 100% tint of the Pantone spot color, and then select the stroke and do the same thing. Then, picking up your text tool, you're going to click within the layer, type in the word Submit, and apply the paragraph style button text. This will still not be centered on the button, so if you right click and select Text Frame Options, you can then center the vertical justification. Temporarily access your selection tool by holding down your Control key and reselecting the button. This time we're going to work with the rollover state. Repeat those steps to change the fill color and add the text to the rollover state object. So we'll go into the Layers panel again. This time in Rollover, select the top rectangle, change the fill to the Pantone, the same for the stroke. Click inside and again Submit. Apply the paragraph style and again right click to get your text frame options and justify center. Again, hold down your Control key, select the button, and select the normal state as the default state. With your selection tool, Alt click and drag to make a duplicate of the button and place it right immediately to the side of it, and change this to Reset for the button and select Clear Form as the action. Now we're ready to export this as an interactive PDF. Make sure your file is saved and then go to File, Export, and you're going to select PDF Interactive. Save this as digital. In the export box, make sure you have the range selected for 1 to 4. We don't want the last page to be exported because that has a table of contents which are only bookmarks. Export as pages. Choose to fit page in the View menu. Uncheck the Open in Full Screen mode. We don't need that one. Click the View After Exporting box. Make sure Include All in Forms and Media is selected. Go to the compression pane and choose Automatic with a 72 ppi resolution. Then select Export. You'll get a warning dialog box about converting to RGB from a CMYK. Just say OK. When your PDF opens, navigate through the pages, test your bookmarks, you can check your hyperlinks, and you can check your form. You can then close this, and this file will be submitted to me. Next, we're going to export this out as an HTML file. Let's start by going to page 2. Let me collapse some of this stuff, get it out of the way. Make sure that you are showing your frame edges. So to check that, go to View, under Extras, and if it says Hide Frame Edges, you're fine. Otherwise, click to Show. Select the image on the left side of the page. Click the blue square that's near the top right corner of the image frame, this one right here, and drag until the insertion point appears at the beginning of the paragraph after Community Arts Project heading. So we want to drag that right up here. That's going to tie that to that text frame. Anchor the other images on the page as well. So we're going to pick up the image of the umbrellas and tie that to Annual Spring Art Festival, and the chalk, got the wrong thing there, and tie the chalk image to the Children's Exploration Workshops. In page 3, you're going to tie the image of the person sketching to the paragraph after the enrichment classes and seminars. And the pottery image is tied to the beginning of the adult workshops. Save your file. When you export an HTML file, you have 3 options. You can export the file based on the existing page layout, you can export it based on the content of the structure pane, or you can export it as a file based on a user-defined set of articles. We're going to use the articles. So with this open, go to Window and select Articles. And we have another pane open on our desktop. So now move to page 1 and select the text frame at the bottom of the page. Click the New Article button and name it Intro. Make sure Include when exporting is selected and click OK. Click the panel to deselect. Now with your direct selection tool, or you can use the content grabber, select the image inside the frame at the top of page 1. Click the New Article button again and name the new article Intro Picture, and select OK. In the Articles panel, you're going to click to drag the picture above the intro, or you might have to take it the other way around and drag it below. Collapse both of those and go to page 2. Select the text frame on the page and then click the New Article button again. Name this Body Copy. Collapse that and go to page 4. Select the text frame on that page. Again, create a new article. Name this Call to Action. Select the image frame at the top of the page. Drag the selected item onto the article panel above the text frame in the Call to Action article. And then you can save your file. Make sure nothing is selected, and in your paragraph styles, double-click the heading style in the panel and then select the export tagging options. In the EPUB and HTML box, choose H1. Make sure Include Classes is selected. In the class field, type in heading and then press the Tab key. Select the Emit CSS and the Split Document selections, and then select OK to return to your layout. Repeat the process for the subhead, the page 1 copy, and the body copy styles as shown in your book. In the Character Styles panel, double-click the class name style. In the Export Tagging options, the tag should be Automatic. Include Classes in HTML is checked. The class is class name. Emit CSS should be checked, and we do not have any other options. In the paragraph styles, click the basic paragraph, and in the character styles panel, click and select none. That's just to deselect everything. And then save your file.